The next type of a holder in a laboratory is a tripod stand. It is made up of 3 iron legs and it is attached to an equilateral triangle. As you can see in the picture here, these are the 3 iron legs and it is attached to an equilateral triangle. Now this tripod stand is used for keeping glass apparatuses like flasks and retorts while performing the experiment. It is also used to place a wire gauze on top of it. Look at the picture on your right side. You can see a tripod stand below and below that a burner, and this is a wire gauze or a wire mesh, and on top of that you place the beaker. Now let us see what is a wire gauze. Wire gauze is used in order to prevent the glass apparatus from getting in direct contact with the heat that is applied from below. Therefore, it prevents the glass apparatus from getting any kind of cracks. The wire gauze also helps in uniform distribution of heat at the bottom of the beaker or any glass apparatus that you have placed. Now let us see other apparatuses that are used in the laboratory for collecting gases. Now this is an experimental setup in the laboratory where gas is produced and it is collected in this jar. Now let us see one by one what are the apparatuses that are used for this experiment. The first one is a spirit lamp. As you can see in the picture, this is a spirit lamp. It is a glass pot that is filled with spirit inside, and a cotton wick that is dipped into the spirit is taken out through the neck of this glass pot. Now as it is lighted, the cotton wick starts burning. But this method is outdated, and since it is not used in the laboratory, the current or the modern apparatus that is used for heating or burning purposes is a Bunsen burner. Now let us see what is a Bunsen burner. You can see the picture of a Bunsen burner on your right side. It has got a burner tube. This is the burner tube. An air regulator. You can see here there is an air regulator which will control the flame that is coming out here, and also it has got a sturdy base. Now this base is connected to a tap, as you can see here, which will allow the inlet of gas. In the previous picture you have seen that there is a wire or a rubber tube that is connected here, which allows the gas to flow through, and this is the inlet through which the gas enters. So this is the modern means that is used in the laboratory for heating purposes. Next is a thistle funnel. As you can see in the picture, it is a long glass tube with a broad opening at the top. It is through this opening that the reactants are added into the flask. As you can see in this picture, this is the thistle funnel. It has got a broad opening and the reactants are added into this container using this thistle funnel from the top of this thistle funnel. Now the next one is a delivery tube. As you can see in the picture, this is a delivery tube. It is a very thin glass tube which is hollow inside, and it is available in different shapes as you can see in the picture. This is an experimental setup where gas is produced, that is carbon dioxide gas is produced here, and you can see that this delivery tube is attached into this apparatus so that the gas that is produced from here will go and enter into the delivery tube. It passes and it reaches here, and carbon dioxide gas is collected here. So this kind of apparatus is used for transfer of gases from one apparatus to another. As you have seen, it transfers the gas from one apparatus to another apparatus, and also it is used for connecting one piece of glass apparatus to another. And it is this delivery tube that has connected this side of the experimental setup to this side of the experimental setup. So this also acts as a connecting tube. Now next one is a beehive shell. This is made up of clay as you can see in the picture, and it has got two openings, one at the top and the other one at the side. It is used for collecting gases by a method called as downward displacement of water, and it is kept in a trough of water where the gas jar will be inverted on top of this, and from there gas will be collected. Now we will see what is downward displacement of water in the later slides, and also we will see this experimental setup in a video that I will give below. Now this is a gas jar. A gas jar is used to collect gas that is produced or generated in the laboratory. It is a jar that is made up of glass, and it has got an open mouth, and also at the other end it has got a base. Now this is the lid of the gas jar. It is in this jar that you collect gases by different methods like downward displacement of water, or downward displacement of air, or upward displacement of air. Now let us see. In these experimental setups, we have used all these apparatuses, and let us see again which other apparatuses. See, this is a conical flask where reaction is taking place. A thistle funnel, as you can see, is inserted into the conical flask, and it has to touch the end of the conical flask, or it has to be inserted inside the solution. Otherwise, the gas that is produced, instead of going through the delivery tube, it will go through the thistle funnel and it will escape out. So reaction will not get complete. So this thistle funnel has to be inserted inside the solution, or it has to touch the end of the conical flask. Now this is the delivery tube which collects the gas that is produced as a part of reaction, and the gas passes through this delivery tube. It reaches here. Now as you can see, this is a beehive shell that is marked here. On top of the beehive shell is a gas jar that is inverted. Now this delivery tube gets inside the beehive shell through the opening that is present here, and on top there is an opening of the beehive shell, and gas jar is inverted on top of that. And this is a trough. It is again a glass vessel that is filled with water. As you can see, a trough containing water, and inside the trough you place this beehive shell. Now this beehive shell should always be immersed in water, otherwise this reaction will not be proper. So this is the experimental setup where gas is produced, and you have now seen all the apparatuses that are used here. Now there are different methods through which gas is collected. Now the first method is downward displacement of water. Here in this picture you can see that gas is collected by downward displacement of water. Let us see what it is. Now as the gas that is produced in this conical flask passes through the delivery tube, as it enters into this gas jar, the water that is present inside the gas jar will be displaced by this air. Now this is applicable only for the preparation of gases that are insoluble or that are slightly soluble in water. Example of such gases are nitrogen and oxygen. Now the next method for collecting gases is downward displacement of air. Now this method is used for the preparation of gases that are soluble in water and that are lighter than air. Let us see in this picture, it shows the downward displacement of air. As the gas that is produced is soluble in water and it is lighter than air, therefore it occupies the upper space, and the air, as it is heavier than the gas that is produced, it is present at the bottom and it is taken out through the outlet here. And in case of upward displacement of air, you see in the picture, this is the case where gases that are used will be heavier than that of air. So in this case you can see, since the gas is heavier than air, gas will be collected at the bottom and the lighter air will be present at the top. Now this is used for gases like hydrogen chloride, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, etc. Now let us see few more other glass apparatuses. A funnel. A funnel is made up of glass and it is available in different sizes. As you can see in the picture, available in different sizes. It is used for pouring reactants into a vessel, as you have seen in the case of pouring reactant into the Thistle funnel. Now this is the Thistle funnel. In order for the reaction to take place, you need to pour a solution into the Thistle funnel, so that you can do it with the help of a funnel that is placed here. It is also used for carrying out filtration, as you can see in the picture, where you fold a filter paper in the shape of a cone and it is kept inside the funnel. Now you have to wet the filter paper initially. Now as you pour the solution that contains impurities, all the residue or the impurity is collected by the filter paper on top, and the filtrate or the clear solution can be collected at the bottom of this container. Now let us see different types of measuring apparatuses that are available in the laboratory. A measuring apparatus is a glass apparatus that has got a fixed volume. Let us see the first one, a pipette. A pipette is a glass apparatus that has got a fixed volume, as you can see in the picture. It is also available in different volumes, like 100 ml, 50 ml, 25 ml and so on. It has got one end that is open, and it is through this end you suck inside the liquid. There is also a mark that is available on top of the pipette. This indicates the measurement. Now, Let us see how to suck in a liquid using a pipette. Place a desired solution in a container as you see in the picture. Now dip the pipette in the solution. You can suck in the liquid using a rubber bulb as you see here, and then immediately place your forefinger at the open end of the pipette. Now, by releasing the pressure that is given to the forefinger, the solution inside the pipette can be transferred to the desired vessel. Now here you can see a person is pipetting with his mouth. Now this method of pipetting a solution with mouth is not recommended because in a chemistry laboratory you handle with solutions that are poisonous. So when you pipette with mouth, there are chances that it gets inside your mouth. Therefore, it is always safe to use a rubber bulb. Let us see the next measuring apparatus, that is a burette. As you can see in the picture, it is a long glass apparatus that has got an opening at one end and a tap kind of arrangement at the other end. Liquids can be poured into the burette from the top using a funnel as seen in the picture. This is the funnel, this is the burette, and the liquid can be poured in using a funnel inside the burette. The liquid that is poured in can be removed by opening the tap that is present below. As you open the tap, the liquid that is present inside the burette will flow dropwise into the container that is placed below. The next type of measuring apparatus is a measuring cylinder. A measuring cylinder measures definite volumes of liquid by filling the liquid to the marked level and then pouring it out. There are different measuring cylinders available as you can see in the picture. Measuring cylinders of different volumes varying from 50 ml to 1000 ml. You can see in the picture various marks available on the measuring cylinder. For example, if you need to take a 20 ml solution, you can pour in the solution using a beaker into this measuring cylinder up to the mark 20, and that confirms that the measurement is fixed, that is 20 ml, and then you can pour it out into any other desired container. So now with this you have learned the different types of apparatuses that are used in the laboratory.